So, I just want to talk about kid fathers and kid mothers relationship. So, I'm going to start off with my own first. So, my kids' fathers, I have not always had the best relationship with them, especially with my oldest son father. It has always been rocky. Pete! Pete! It has always been rocky. But my 6 year old's dad, it has always been rocky too. He never started off. He was always there in his life, but he was not there fully. He would come see him once or twice a year, you know, maybe bring him a toy, buy him a few outfits, and then be out. You know what I'm saying? So recently, my child is 6. So recently, I want to say maybe at the age of 5, I recently had just started letting him get him and spend the night over his house and letting them get close. You know what I'm saying? But something occurred on Easter weekend, and I did not agree with it at all. I didn't agree with it. Um, I feel like to have good parenting skills, you have to be able to communicate. Whether you like the parent or not, you have to be able to. If you cannot communicate, it's going to be a huge problem because it's going to be misinterpretation, it's going to be miscommunication, lack of at just lack of something, just lack of not being able to talk to the other parent about the kid. You know what I'm saying? So when I tried to contact him the day that he had my son for Easter, I could not contact him. And I'm really cool with his girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? And that's whose house he was over. And at the time, he had bought my son a phone. And my son called me and was telling me, like, Mommy, I'm really tired, but I don't have nowhere to lay. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't have nowhere to lay. So I video called him and he was sitting on the floor. And I'm like, well, where's your friend at Pootie? So he took the video camera and he showed his friend Pootie laying in the bed covered up. I'm like, you don't have a pillow? You don't have a blanket? He showed me a blanket and I'm like, where are you laying at? So he showed me the spot on the floor. Now this is my thing right here. I don't even know at that moment, as a mom, I felt a lot of emotions, especially because I'm pregnant. I feel like between me and his dad, we got too much money. We got too much money. If there was a problem with him not being able to sleep somewhere, he could have. I would have went and bought him a blow up mattress to put in the room. I would have came and picked him up. It was too many options to let him sleep on the floor with a blanket. That's not how my child lives. That's not something I even want to expose my child to. I could understand if we were poor and we didn't have a choice and we had to make a pallet on the floor. That would be a different story. But we aren't poor. I could go out and easily get a comforter set and a pillow and a blow up mattress to come and blow up mattress for my child to sleep if he got to spend a night over a friend's house. What was the purpose of him sleeping on the floor? And then when I told him, I said, where's your dad at? He said, oh, he's with so and so, the girlfriend. He sleep. I said, did he check on you before he went to sleep? No. My blood was boiling. I can't even describe how pissed I was. Like, I still right now cannot describe how pissed I am because my child doesn't have to lay on the floor at someone else's house like we're poor. Even when kids come to my house, I make sure they have adequate, a really good place to sleep. So at that point right there, rather than get into it with him and his girlfriend, I just made the decision to just cut it all off because I could either argue. I did send text messages. I sent text messages that probably was not nice, because the first thing I said is your big ass sleeping on the floor with your street clothes on that you have 24/7, with no pillow and no blanket. No, I bet you your fat ass in the bed, nice and comfortable, on the pillow, under a blanket with clothes on. But you go to sleep and you leave my child to sleep on somebody's floor. Sometimes when you upset, and I have not always acted like this, and I'm not even on medications. Sometimes when things just make you real upset, you just have to tune them off, leave it alone, move on. Because part of me was furious. Like, I had a anger inside. I still got that anger. It's just like suppressed a little bit, because I have to focus on other things, like concentrate on these next 6 weeks on having this baby. So I had to keep calm. But that shit right there, you let my child sleep on somebody else's floor. You didn't even check on him to make sure he had an adequate place to sleep before you laid your fat ass down in a bed and went to sleep. You just let my child go to sleep on somebody's floor. Y'all, how I handled that situation, I told him, from this point on, I can see you not responsible enough to communicate with me, to keep an eye on your kid. You just not responsible. So guess what? I'm going to hold these visitation rights for a little while until either my son gets old enough and he's able to tell me, Mommy, can you come get me? I'm sleeping here and I really don't want to. Until my child is old enough to speak up for himself and take up for himself, all that visitation right, it's over. Because I can't keep putting my child, because this make the second situation, I can't keep putting my child in the presence of others who is not going to watch him and make sure he's decent. So that is how I handle my situations with my kid's father. I'm not going to deal with the bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm not. My other situation, which is the other kid's father, which is the one I'm pregnant with now, he told me yesterday, he said, I seen your video and I really didn't like it. And I said, well, my YouTube channel is the only channel where I could just really just vent and say what's on my mind and not worry about nobody criticizing me for how I feel or what I think. I can say what I want and be comfortable with it and not be judged. I realized, he was with this girl for 13 years. And I realized, this is just gonna be that's why you gotta be careful who you have kids by. And never even crossed my mind, if you have a baby, you'll have to deal with that too. Never even crossed my mind. But I know, they keep falling out and falling out. I know it's not gonna end. She don't know how to be functionable. And he don't know how to not let her do him how she do him. So this probably gonna be an ongoing, and they got kids, so it's not like they could just walk and leave each other alone. But I don't want to make up excuses, because I have kids by two men, and I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna deal. I don't know if our strength level is different, but I'm not gonna deal with bullshit. So I can walk away from my kid's father. It might be harder for a father because he don't have his kids, but this is something that they've been doing for years. So it's not gonna stop. That's what I have to accept. It's not gonna stop. And I feel like she's gonna do it even more, because she knows he's about to have a baby. It's not gonna stop. Even though she say what she say, oh, you there be the number. It's not gonna stop. They go be arguing behind my back. You know what I'm saying? But it's fucked up because it's not gonna do nothing but stress him out even more. You know, he's not even gonna be able to enjoy his newborn because of her selfishness with his other kids. And he don't know how to turn his back on her and let her suffer. So whenever she uses his daughter to get at him, he's always gonna be there. And as long as she can use that daughter to get to him, she's gonna stress him the fuck out. Whether he try to hide it and do it behind, talk to her behind my back, no matter what, it's like nothing is go good is gonna come from this, because she's not mature enough to have or to communicate. You know what I'm saying? It's just like how my kid's father could not communicate with me. So I'm not going to deal with somebody who cannot communicate with me. But I don't think he knows how to do that. So he's going to deal with it because he don't know no other way to how to handle it. And it just felt it's just not nothing good is going to come out of it. You know, it's so stressful. And I try to man my business. I try to be like, I'm not about to get involved. Don't offer and say, hey, you're going to bring your kids over here, because I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved with this girl for multiple reasons, because she's a manipulator. I see how she manipulate him. So if I see how she manipulate him, I'm sorry, I cannot allow her to manipulate him and me at the same time. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Like, I'm just not. I've been through this. It's like, you know, I've been her. I've been that hurt girl. You know, I've been that mad, evil girl that just is on bullshit and doing evil shit. I've been her. So I know how the only way that's gonna get fixed is to be ignored. Because you can't fight by yourself. You can't argue by yourself. So when I got to them bitter, evil situations or parts of my life, the men that I dealt with cut me off. And when they cut me off, guess what? I can't argue by myself. I can't pick fights by myself. A nigga block your number, a nigga block my number. Guess what? I'm forced to deal with, okay, I was a bitch. Now this nigga don't want to talk to me. That's fine. I don't want to talk to him either. And then when situations die down and you give it time, and I'm not talking about no funky 2 or 3 months. I'm talking about like time, like a year, 2 years, 3 years. You give it time and you come back to it, it's gonna be a whole different level of chemistry once you let certain shit die down. Their problem is they don't know how to let shit go. They keep putting it down for 2 months, 3 months, going back to it. It don't work out. Arguing, then they give it another 2 months or 3 months. That's not enough time. They're not letting. I'm not a relationship expert. But goddamn, if you see that this shit you keep doing over and 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 over ain't working, try something fucking different. Stop doing the same shit over and over. It's not working out for you, bruh. It's not working out for you, sis. You keep saying this nigga a deadbeat. You keep saying you not gonna talk to my daughter, but you keep coming back, starting the same shit. And nigga, you keep running back, letting her do it. Y'all both at fucking fault. Y'all both is motherfucking clowns for this shit. And I'm not trying to talk about nobody. Definitely not trying to talk about my kid's father, but come on now. When do you stand up for yourself? Kids and no kids. You shouldn't be nobody doormat. Nobody. And you know what I'm saying? They don't understand. It takes one of them to be the bigger person. And to be the bigger person, you have to just stop and leave the shit alone. If both of them keep nicking, one nick, the other one, this can go on forever. Somebody gonna have to walk the fuck away. And he think it's her that walks away, but it's not. Neither one of y'all fucking walk away. Y'all both just keep playing these little fucking childish ass games with the fucking kids. That's what makes me so mad with the fucking kids. Neither one of them is big enough to put them fucking kids first. Leave the other person the fuck alone and let them get themselves together. Walk away from the situation. Stop involving the kids. As long as both of them keep nitpicking, the kids is gonna fucking be involved with the bullshit. And that's the selfish part, because don't nobody want to walk away and just let the kids just fucking heal. Now I don't give a damn about two grown ass people, but when you got to drag the kid in it, that's the fucked up part. Who big enough to motherfucking be there for the kids? Who big enough to leave the drama situation alone for the fucking kids? So they both just go keep dragging the kids in the middle of the bullshit. Nobody's gonna walk the fuck away. Man. I feel like I'm always gonna have to deal with this bullshit. I feel like that he can't understand. He can't understand. She picked right in my last weeks to stress everybody out. She picked the last weeks. She knew because the whole December, January, February, March, she ain't had no contact. Now all of a sudden you want to call arguing, you want to call doing this, and even though it's not attached to me, it's him dealing with his kids in some type of form. I have to deal with him. So dealing with him, I know he has to deal with her. It's stressful. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I feel like I'm not going to say a real man, because I'm not trying to step on his manhood, but a more mature man would not deal with the bullshit that she tried to bring. A real man would be like, look, get your shit together, and when you get your shit together, then I could deal with you and my kids. But while you on this bullshit, I can't fuck with you. I got a whole nother baby I'm about to deal with, and I gotta share my time with you and my kids, and you just not acting right now. So you deal with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I understand he don't know how to do that. So I'm not holding that against him. He's a lot younger than me. So I'm not even gonna hold that against him. He not there yet, and I'm not trying to push nobody where they need, cause I wasn't there at that age, so I'm not expecting nobody else to be there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta just tune a person off, because they're not gonna act right, and they're not gonna do right for your life if they can't do right for their life. But you don't let a motherfucker control you because they can't get their shit together, and that's what it is. She controls him. She ain't got her shit together, so she controls him, and it makes him not have his shit together. And it's like, ugh. And he gets mad at me because I vent, but who the fuck else can I talk to? Nobody. And I don't have no counselor or no therapist or nothing. This shit is bothering me mentally. And I'm usually on psych meds, but because of my pregnancy, I'm not. So I'm handling this in my own strength, and this is my only therapy right here, is to vent and get it out, because I don't want to hold it in. But I'm really disappointed. I thought my pregnancy would have been a little more funner than this. I didn't think that I would be going through this stressful shit. But That's what happens when you deal with people that's younger than you. So I guess I just have to try to find a little peacefulness in my own time to enjoy my pregnancy and to enjoy my little baby, because they're gonna just keep going at it, going at it, going. It's never gonna get better. It's never gonna change. It is what it is. That's how I see it. It's a fucked up situation that I feel like I attach myself to. And the only thing I got is my YouTube channel to vent to.